It's sunset in Vrindavan. Sunset in Vrindavan, 11 of May. Appearance date of Narasimha. Yeah, it's such a wonderful time. Jai Narasimha, Jai Narasimha. Namaste Narasimhaya Praladadaine Hiranya Kasipurvaksa Siratang Kala Kalaye Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha Yato Yamintato Narasimha Pare Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha Narasimha Dim Saranam Prapate Tabakara Kamara Pade Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalitari Ranya Kasipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish Hare Ugram Viram Mavishtum Jaram Tam Sarvatomukam Nashingam Vishwam Badram Mitra Namami Aham. I don't know if you can notice, but there's nobody on those two boats. That boat got away from wherever it was supposed to be. Anyways, you can't go through the Mathura Dam, so it'll stay. And that's about 20 kilometers down the road. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's Lord Narasimha's appearance date. And here we are at the Yamuna. Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. But you know, the most important part for me is Narasimha, he came, right? But he also came because Lakshmi had come here. Yeah. And she had, for some reason, she had come here. She also came, and Vital had to come to pick her up. So every once in a while, she just comes down here to this world, actually to bless us. And actually, Sita Devi, she came to bless us because it was her that was angry at Ravana and them. She was more angry than anybody could be. She came. She desired to come. She left, and she came down here. So in many instances that happened. So here, Lord Narasimha, after his appearance date, he had to get married, or he had to get back to his wife. And his wife had taken birth here and brought up. But he knew just about where it had happened, but not exactly where. So what he did, he appeared in Hobilam. Then some months later, now I'm talking about some months later, it means 40 days before Shivratri. So 40 days before Shivratri, there's a celebration in Hobilam. The celebration is Lord Narasimha going out to get married. He's going to find his wife and get married. And he goes to the different villages around there. And near Hobilam, it's all jungle. Even nowadays, it's all jungle. And who's around there? Mostly the pig hunters. And of the 9 Narasimhas, you know, there's Ugra Narasimha, there's Pava Narasimha. Well, Pavana Narasimha means like really gentle and everything. And he took that mood right there because his wife was part of the the lineage, and I do mean lineage of the pig hunters. She was in the lineage of the pig hunters. So here she was, waiting for him to appear. So I arrived there just before this happened, and I went to the celebration of the day that he leaves Ahobilam. He leaves the main temple and he goes out for 40 days. 40 days. And then that's Shivratri. So maybe around after Shivratri, 28th of February was this time. So maybe in the middle of January. Yeah, and by our months, maybe in the middle of January, he decided to go find his wife. Oh, it's incredible. So when I was at that place, they were trying to do the same thing that happened so long ago. Lakshmi Devi had come or sent her friends who are pig hunters too. So even to this day, I saw in the morning these ladies they're really village lady and very strong. They were dancing in circles with bows and arrows. And then I asked the Mahant, I said, what's going on here? And he said, Narayan, the Mahant there, he was the person that helps establish the Radha Krishna deities in Hyderabad. Srila Prabhupada had invited him to establish the Radha Krishna deities in Hyderabad. So when he saw me, and he understood I was with the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, he gave me a nice room for about 3 days where I stayed, and I ate lunch with him. So I asked him, went over to Narayan, I says, what are these ladies doing here? And carrying bows and arrows and dancing around. I says, oh, these are the descendants of Lakshmi. And I said, I'm really surprised. These ladies, their eyes, they glow. They have so much energy, their eyes glow. Even a Westerner like me, I can tell that their eyes glow. It's incredible. And he said, yes, they're still like that. So he says, come to a program tonight and you'll see how it's done. So all of a sudden, whenever they take a deity outside of, I'm just talking over the music. Yeah, whenever, here we go. Yeah, whenever you're going to take a deity out for traveling, you take what is called the Vijay deity. It's smaller, but it represents the main deity. So that's what happened. They took the Vijay deity, they put it on this pelican. I can't even give a good description. It was 2 logs, and they were about 8 inches thick. And these men were carrying it on their shoulders. And then on top of it, for the pelican, there was a little temple, a wooden temple. And inside was sitting Lord Nrsingadev. There was 2 pujaris on top of that pelican. And they were taking offerings of coconuts and breaking them in front of Lord Nrsingadev and offering it and give it back to the people. And all this commotion is going, and there's a certain march that they do. The pelican gets leaned to the right, and then it gets leaned to the left. So you can imagine these 2 pujaris holding on, and then to top it off, the girls go in front and they shoot arrows at the pelican. They're such good shots that they were only hitting the temple wood that was on the outside. I could not believe it. That was beyond what I could ever think of. How these girls are shooting arrows, and they're walking, and they have a certain, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That makes the pelican really lean back and forth. And you really have to keep up with it. So I wasn't going to go for the 40 days, but I could understand that they were going for 40 days. Now, if one was to understand that Sri Shailam, a Jyoti Tirling, Sri Shailam, this is all jungle area, Even this was back in 1989. Yeah. And I was going to the Kumbh Mela that year. So I went there, and then that was still in January. I went over to the Kumbh Mela. So now, they're carrying this pelican. They're going to carry it 40 days. I can only suspect it wound up right there, because there is a tree, a fig tree, where Dattatreya used to meditate underneath. And there's that Sri Shailam deity, a Jyoti or Shiva Linga. So I spent a night there at least once, because the people were very nice. They gave me a nice room and everything. They knew I was just a devotee preaching around. So they treated me really nice. And even I said, these are rooms for Brahmanas. What are you putting me in this room? He said, no, we consider you Brahmana. You please come in. So, it was really nice. So I imagine that the only place that he would find his wife would be there, in Sri Shailam. And then he brought her back over to Ahobilam. And I said, well, what's the difference between the worship of the other Nrsingas and the Pavana Shringa, who was in the line of Lakshmi Devi's family? They said, because at Pavana Nrsinga, no Brahmanas go there. And the village people, they offer meat. So they're allowed to go over there and do it, and only on Saturday are they allowed to do something like that. So I just was amazed, because it accommodates. It's not a big fight. It accommodates. It has a feeling to it. Okay, Lord Nrsinga is, he's anger personified, but there's feelings to this. Vedic society has a lot of feelings, even if they're hidden. Okay, let me just go back to the. Let us offer some milk to the Yamuna Devi. Yeah. Okay. Jai Deva Devika Namasyati Shri Radhikaya Sada Vishtam. Deva Devika Namasyati Shri Radhikaya Sada Vishtam. Oh, so beautiful. Yatchakshuresha Savita Sakala Grahanam Rajas Samastatunamurti Rashesha Teja Yasyagya Ya Pramata Sambritta Kala Chakro Govindam Hari Prusham Tamahama Jamin. Oh, Jai Nrsingadev, Jai Nrsingadev. A little difficulty has arrived. Yeah, and it's a little sad and everything, but Lord Nrsingadev wasn't able to go out today. I actually talked to some of the other people who had bails that used to help me out. And the problem is that for the bail to go through the city, very difficult nowadays. So less and less bail around this area. So more, of course, more and more they're charging, which isn't that much more. But I'm just making a plea for Lord Nrsingadev. I have a bail gadi. I made it nice, 4-wheel, easy to take care of, everything. But it's a little bit too big. And it can't go through the city nicely. And if anybody wants to sponsor a bail gadi so that Lord Nrsingadev can ride on his bail gadi next year, because he likes to. He has been here since about 2008 or 9. He has been here. He came all the way from Mayapur. They made him in Mayapur for me. Yeah. The Krishnanagar people who worked the Murtis, they made it, and they made it perfect. This is a exact Nrsinga, just like the Nrsinga in the Mayapur temple also. He's got all the ornaments and everything. But when he came here, he became Radha Nrsinga, with Prahlad, of course. So if anybody would like, I really don't know how much. For my first gadi, I went all the way to Delhi, and I went to the big market. And even in the middle of Delhi, they still have bail gadis. But they got the wide roads and everything. So I inquired around there. That was 80,000 for one of their bail gadis. Very well made. Very strong. So what we did is we found a second-hand one just near Aligarh. It's called Hadras. It's where the demoness Putana fell. That's where Kamsa had his garden in it. When Hadras, there was a man selling his because he was too old to drive it anymore, and he sold it for half price. I think it was around 50,000 that he gave it to us. But nowadays, everything is just so much more. So, see, I've been doing this like since I got here. Because I was with Padayatra, and this is what my work was to work with Bayogadi. So ever since I've been here in Vrindavan, I've been trying to do some type of Sobha Yatra. So Lord Nrsingadev, I know would like to go out in a gadi that can fit in the middle of town easily. And I already have it in my mind how, and not so high. Because the gadi that I have now is quite high, because the people, they want to sit on it, the driver wants to sit on it and be above the other people. So I can make an arrangement so that can still happen. But something light, easy to move, and I got the engineers that can do that. I just, if somebody wants to support it, so that he can go out next year. Yeah, Lord Nrsingadev. I know it's embarrassing. It's the first time that we haven't gone out. Gorni Thai have gone out since 2004. Since 2004, they've been out. And they weren't able to go out this time either. So, a little bit sad, but it just shows that we have to combine with what's happening nowadays and get a gadi smaller, easier to maneuver. So if anybody wants to help, you can guess. I really don't know. Maybe 80,000. That's about 1,000 US, if it stays like that for long. Yeah. Okay. I can leave in the description. I can leave you my contact number or something, and I'll investigate and I'll get the quotes that are needed. Yeah, he isn't a really heavy deity. He's pretty light deity and easy to put on. Yeah, they both go on differently. The Ananta Dev, Ananta Shesh, he is one part, and then Lord Nrsingadev's another part, separate. So they're very light, easy to move, easy to get around, and also we'll make it easy for Radha Nila Madhava too. And that makes it easier. Then I don't have so much headache, because lifting them up such a high position, the gadi sits around waist level me, so we have to lift them up to that position. It's a little awkward. Yeah, it's unsafe too. So better one that's just it should be not as wide, or as wide or not as wide as the rickshaws. Yeah, it shouldn't be too much wide, but he'll fit on that. I imagine I can even, work it out so he can fit on something as wide as the rickshaw. And then maybe some other people will start using, when they do parades with these horrible jeeps. And those jeeps have no control on whatever they're putting out. No control. And with every jeep, they got a generator. So you got a generator it's only a 2-stroke generator. It just dumps diesel fumes all over the place. And then you got and usually on a big parade, there's about 8 of them. So you can imagine, it's just a horrifying thing. That's another reason why I try to do a bale gadi, a bullock cart, because it's just horrible what those others are like. So if anybody wants to help out and feel good about it, just contact me and I'll make an investigation. Thank you very much. Nashinga Chaturdasi ki jai.